So welcome back. This will be our lesson 3. Now before we go on again, we need to save this as and save. Anymore. So currently this is what the status is. And if we press HI for hide, this is what we get. So we're nearing completion. It's just a rooftop now. Now for the rooftop, I'm going to generate it from first a rectangle. So it's going to be overhanging here onto the porch, also over the porch here, roughly about 1.2 meters. I'm thinking about that. So I'm in layer 0 for the meantime. I'm going to be constructing a few things here. So RE, C. I'm going to reference that corner over to this corner because I need to offset this. Okay, so currently it's in the level 0 of Z. Offset by 1.2 meters. So that's it. It's going, the edge of the roofing is going to be. I'm going to erase that edge that we originated from. So here, there you go. Control S. So here we go. So the gutter is mainly roughly about 0.15. I'm going to offset this by 0.15. Value first, enter the value, and then click and then go in that direction. So all around it's going to be there. So it's a solid object for the meantime. The first thing I want to do is to extrude the outer rectangle at 0.15. Enter. I know for a fact that this is 0.45 in height. The entire house is raised by 0.45, and the wall height is 3 meters. So I'm going to move this in the Z axis up to this point. I'm going to move M. Now you can punch in the numbers if you want, but I'm going to pick this point corner at level 0 first. I'm going to go up into this, the corner of this wall, and to raise it up. So currently this is what it looks like. If we go and conceptual view, so it has this top. This is going to be a gable roofing. So I'm going to go back with my 2D wireframe. So my inner rectangle for my roofing is actually here on this lower level of this rectangular form. So I need to raise this up. I'm going to move this M. I'm going to pick this outer frame for this at this level to go up here at that level. I'm going to extrude this by 2 meters. Extrude up by 2. Punch in the number 2 in that direction. 2. Enter. If we do this and we take a look at it in conceptual, it's currently like this. So we don't want a roof like that. We want something that is gable, right? Now I'm going to be doing a bit of slicing here. Slicing meaning we're going to be slicing this solid like a, let's just think about it as a knife. So we can do the first half of this so that it's not so complicated. I'm gonna slice this over like half of it. Okay, I'm gonna click onto this object, of course the solid one, the box. This is what it looks like. So we need to kind of sculpt it into looking like a gable roof that we need. I'm gonna slice it halfway. So SL is the command for slicing. I'm going to choose this object, right? And then that's all the object that I want to slice for the meantime. Enter once. Now it's asking for a bunch of things. All right. Since our orientation, okay, so we take a closer look at our UCS, our user coordinate system. You have your Y, X, and of course the Z is not seen here. So we want it that way, slice horizontally. So it's the coordinates that are involved are going to be the Z and the X. So that's what we're going to be choosing. This one, the Z and the X. I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to look for the midpoint of that rectangle. I'm going to click onto that, and it's asking me if I keep both sides. Okay, so that we're not so confused, I'm going to say yes to that for the meantime. So that's what it looks like when you're slicing. I need to slice this in a 45-degree manner. In order to do that, I'm going to have a reference line, which is 45 degrees line. Okay, I'm going to use XL or infinite line. Okay, I'm going to choose angle here. Angle A. So the angle is there. I need a 45 degrees minus 45 degrees. So that angle. So I'm going to choose that corner. Right. Enter. So infinite line is really like infinite line. So it's a line that is going on forever until you cut it. Okay, until you trim it. Okay. Now I want the same thing on the opposite. So I'm gonna be mirroring it. So here, doing like that. Okay, I can trim this so that I don't go crazy and look at this and say, oh, what's going on? It's so long. I'm gonna trim it. TR. I'm gonna choose these two as my cutting edge. Enter once. I'm gonna erase that too long of a line. So we have this solid object, and we have this reference of these line references. I'm going to slice it to sculpt the gable roofing. A pretty much good idea where things are. So it generated for me where the midpoint of where the gable is going to like pitch. There's the pitch here. I'm going to slice over by using a 3-point method. Okay, so here I'm just going to rotate this, and for me to explain better, I'm going to slice this object. Again, invoking the slice command, SL. I'm going to choose this, enter once. Now I'm going to choose 3 points, okay, as my option. Hi, this is future editing Janil Arlegui, and it seems that I was covering the important points of on the screen with my talking head inset there. So I'm just gonna be replicating that portion of that video demonstration so that it's easier for you to understand. So I replicated the scene again. So this time I'm showing you a single viewport so that you could understand what I mean. So I was showing you how to slice this block. So currently, if we take a look at this is just one entire block. Now slicing is just, it means what it is. It's like cutting it with a knife. So the end product is going to be something like this on top of here, right? Just imagine that I have a big knife, and that's the what we call a cutting surface or cutting edge coordinate. You have to tell, where you want to cut. Either you can, there's this normal thing that you can cut through something like vertical, but to which orientation is needed. So in this case, it's much more complex. I'm going to be using a 3-pointer. So it's like it's going to cut like you want it at an angle. I'm going to be using a sort of 3-point method. So I'm going to go back to my 2D wireframe view. So this is what I meant. So here you have this. So I'm going to invoke the command slice SL, right? I'm going to choose the object to slice, which is this. I already have this reference of a 45 degree. Okay, I'm going to enter once I've selected my object that I want to cut, right? So you have that option. Currently it's in 3-point, but just press that 3-point there. Go to the first point, which is that. So I've turned off my ortho lock. I'm going to turn it off so that you can see better. And you can see that hidden line. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to click that corner for my second point. Boom. Now I'm looking for the midpoint of this. So that, okay, I can't lock it on to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my shift button and right click my mouse. So I have my instant snap. I'm going to choose the midpoint as my option so that it readily locks onto that. So be careful which midpoint that you want to choose, which is that second in the middle. Not that, but rather that. And you click once and it's asking for which plane. So I'm just gonna choose both for the meantime, and this is what it is. Here you go. So what does that look like in conceptual? Here it is. So you've cut the plane going through that angle at that point. So you got 1, 2. I chose the first point was here, second point was there, and the third point was the mid of here. So I can erase this now so that you can see it better. I'm going to erase E, and this is what it looks like so far. So the second part of this, which I was covering in my original video, was that I need to slice this vertically. So I'm going to reference, of course, the user world UCS, or the user coordinate system, which is this, and it's a guiding tool for you to know which plane do you want to cut, to associate it with. So here, invoke the SL command or slice. Choose the object first that you want to slice, that, and then enter once you've selected. Now it's asking for that. So which plane that you want to associate this? So I'm looking at the Z here and the X. So choose something that has the 2 letters, which is ZX. Press that once. Now it's asking where I want to cut it. I want to cut it from here. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it from this endpoint because that's the point or the slice that I wanted to happen. Okay, so I'm just going to click it once. Boom. And then, do I want to keep both sides? Yes, for the meantime. Enter once. The reason why I wanted this is because that you could easily have the 3 points. So I'm going to cut from the 3 points. I'm going to be, I want to cut this plane here, right here. Okay, let me just show you that. So I'm gonna leave these. I'm gonna slice these 2 objects. Actually, this one on the other half, you don't need it anymore. Well, which you will see later on in the video. I'll erase that eventually. All right. So I'm gonna slice these 2. SL. Choose these 2 objects. Right. So it's asking now for. I'm gonna choose the 3 points. I'm going to choose this first as my first point again. My second point is going to be here, and I want my other plane to be on this corner. Okay, if it's not locking in, hold shift and right click your mouse and you choose the endpoint, and which is that. keep both sides for the meantime. I'm just gonna click both or B, enter. And there you go. It cuts it for me. If I erase this, this is what it looks like. E. That. Okay, I'm erasing these. So you can see the plane that is left. And I'm going to press enter. And there you go. You have that plane. So the other side, you will see in my demonstration how I did it. So editing Janil Orlegi here, signing out for the meantime. So at this point, I can now erase these reference lines. And I shall be doing the same here on the other side. So slicing by 3-point, slice SL, choose those two objects, enter once, press 3 points, boom, over to that endpoint, that midpoint there, and of course that endpoint over there. Keeping both sides, yes, and erase both the unnecessary objects. So here we have half the roof is there already. These two objects can be unionized for the meantime. Union, UNI, here, choose that, enter, so that they become one. So that's half of the roof cable. Okay, so I'm just gonna erase this other form which we did at the beginning. So now I can just mirror this, MI, pick one of the edges here, this face, and then make sure your ortho is on, enter once, and there you go. So you don't want to see that line in the middle, so you need to union these two, U and I. Enter once, and here we go. That's it. It's finished. The roof cable is finished. Construction of it. So if we take a look at the front, that's it. That's what it looks like. If we view it in the conceptual, this is what it looks like. Of course, there are more items like the railings here, the doors there, of course, and then plotting this into a paper space. So let's just do that. Okay, so in the last part, we shall be doing the plotting for this.